Ruth, I want to just make a small little correction. When you said that I raised the minimum wage for the workers at city service. Well, technically that may be true. It would be more accurate to say that we raised the wage. And that we includes, of course, my two fellow warriors for justice on the Common Council, Councilor Khalid Bey and Councilor Hudson. But most importantly, it includes all of you. Because make no mistake about it, those of us who are in public service, whether elected or whether we are in social service, can only do the good work because we have people like you who tell us, here are the expectations we have for you, here is what we want from you, here is what we need from you. Without all of you lending your voices to this effort, to other efforts, there would be no such thing as justice. It would not exist. It would be a justice that somebody else would put into law. In most cases, that somebody else doesn't look like us. I say that to you to say we are living in very complicated times. In times when the notion of justice is defined by people who often have no experience that's similar to our experience. The separation that we have as a country, the separation that sometimes we have as a city and as a community is profound. What brings us together, what allows us to be strong together, is that sense that we must share our experiences and tell our truths as we know it. I say that to you to say to the workers who got up here and very bravely told your stories, continue to speak your truth. I will tell you, as someone who gives speeches a lot, that there is no better speech than somebody speaking from the heart and telling their truth. And I will also tell you, having been in this group, that this is a very warm and accepting group, but even that, it's not easy. It's not easy to get up here and talk about your family and talk about your experiences. But if you don't, then there will be no justice.
That's right.
If you don't, other people will set your experiences and talk about your experiences for you. So we are a city that has profound challenges, but we are also a city that has profound strength. We are a city that has fought for justice for as long as we have been a little salt mill near a canal that became the Erie Canal. And whether it was fighting for abolition, whether it was fighting for affordable housing, whether it was fighting for civil rights and voting rights, or whether it's fighting for the fight for 15, it's all So now some of you may not know this about me, but I'm short. I've been short my whole life. I always wanted to be tall. I always wanted to be blonde. It took me 45 years to come to the terms of the fact that I will never be either. But a very wise person once told me that little trees cast big shadows. Now the city of Syracuse, in the scope of New York State, is the 5th largest city. In the scope of the United States, it's a small and medium city. But we fight above our weights, those of you who are behind. We are a city filled with people who cast large shadows, who excel beyond what anybody ever thought that they should be. element of that. In order for us as a community to move forward, in order for us as a city to move forward, as a state to move forward, then we need to add our voices for the fight for 15. Because if we don't gather in rooms like this together, if we don't say to one another, this is important enough for me to give up my Friday afternoon, this is important enough for me to get on the bus, this is important enough for me to ask the people that I vote for, where do you stand?
It is one of the benefits that has come along with me becoming mayor of the city of Syracuse. One of the many things that I have had the profound honor of learning about as the mayor of the city of Syracuse. And one of my favorite songs, one of my favorite gospel songs that I often think about, and I am not going to sing, but I know ladies, I know those of you who go to Peoples, I know those of you who go to Living Waters, I know